Welcome back to the show. This is a great one. Cowboys dropped to 6-3 after losing to the Packers in Lambeau. Just like the Puxatawny Phil of football declared on Friday.
He nailed it. Wilds is back.
I'm back in a big way. After the game, McCarthy defended his decision to go for it on 4th down in overtime. Take a listen.
We were right on the line. Going north was the wind. Obviously we wanted to toss. They took the win. So, we were right on the line for the field goal. And, hey, to be honest with you, I felt we needed to go for it. I called it on 2nd down, especially the way the game was going. It was, big play, penalty, big play, penalty, big play, penalty. So, our thing was just keep playing. We had good calls, so I'm fine with the decision. Obviously, I know we didn't convert, but, 4th and 3, just didn't convert.
Look. I guess so. Hey, James Jones is here.
What's going on?
Do you think that cost him the game?
I think it's the absolute wrong decision, and I think that, possibly they lose otherwise, but they definitely lost with that decision. Mm-hmm. And I either don't believe Mike McCarthy there in full, or if I do believe him, then the process is terrible.
I'm talking about the wind?
Well, no, not all of it. First of all, I don't love I agree with the decision. It was your decision. Of course you agree with it. It's like someone who makes an argument and then before anyone else says anything, it's like, that's a great point. It's like you're the one who made the point. So if you knew you were going for it, then 3rd and 3 is almost a must run the football play. If you're right on the borderline and you know you're going for it, then one of the advantages to going for it on 4th down when the opponent doesn't know you have to is you can run on 3rd and medium or 3rd and long even to set it up. To say you know you're going for it and then throw it on 3rd and then throw it on 4th, to me is terrible process. But here's the other reason I think it's a big problem, James. Mm-hmm. I think he did it because he was afraid of Aaron. I think his feeling was not our kicker can't make this field goal. I think his feeling was, I'll be damned if we kick this field goal and then Aaron Rodgers in 4-down territory drives the field and rips my heart out. He's not touching the football. And that's why he did it, as opposed to trusting what had been the strength of his team all year, yesterday notwithstanding, his defense. Kick the field goal and make Aaron and the Packers, who have done nothing all year, they had done something that game, but all year had not been a good offense, go drive the field. So I don't like the decision. I don't believe with the rationale. And even with all of that said, then run the ball on 3rd down, and maybe you pick up the 1st, or maybe you have 4th and inches, and it's a different scenario.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree. And I do the Packers radio, and before the game, and I said, this is going to come down to people not making emotional calls or emotional plays, right? Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't want Coach Mike to come in there and beat him, right? Coach LaFleur came in there and replaced Coach Mike, right? He doesn't want to lose, right? Coach Mike definitely doesn't want to lose. And I said, if Coach LaFleur gets out here and he's coaching with these emotions and he's doing some crazy stuff, it's going to come back to bite him. If Aaron's trying to force those to let Coach Mike know, your quarterback on that sideline ain't got nothing on me, it's going to be a bad game for Aaron Rodgers. That was an emotional call by Coach Mike.
Right.
You're right. The Packers offense all season long has been struggling. Yes, they put together a couple drives in that game and scored some points, but you have a big-time defense. You kick that field goal and you kick a touchback and you force Aaron Rodgers to go 75 yards 100%. To have to score a touchdown. Because even if you do kick the field goal, it's not really 4-down territory because they might kick a field goal if they don't get stopped. You know what I mean? But you force him to have to score a touchdown, right? Not Aaron Rodgers. You go for that, you don't get it. Now all he needs is 30 yards to get a field goal, right? You hurt your team in that situation, Coach Mike. And I love Coach Mike, but that's an emotional call. Kick the field goal.
I hear you guys. I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. I didn't have a huge problem with the call. And the question was, did it cost them the game? No, it should have never got to that. All right, it was there, the offside, even in that possession.
That I agree with.
In overtime, right? The offsides call on the rookie wide receiver negated a 9-yard run by Tony Pollard. Then there was another penalty that negated a 16-yard run to Green Bay's 26. Yeah. So it never should have gotten to that point. And then you brought it up, Nick, running the football. I agree they should have run it on 3rd down. They should have been running all day. Yeah. All right, you said it. Aaron Rodgers controlled his emotions. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers was happy, fine with throwing it 20 times. Yeah. All right? Dallas ran for 159 yards. Tony Pollard ran for 115 yards. And you got Dak Prescott throwing it 46 times? Aaron Rodgers throws it 20. Dak Prescott throws it 46. That's why they lost. They should have ran the ball down Green Bay's throat all night long.
That's a really good point, too, though, because if you know in your head, and your offensive coordinator knows we are in 4-down territory,
then it's an obvious
and it's 3rd and 3, you must run the ball.
They were running down. They were getting 7, 8 yards every time they ran.
At will.
All right, let's go big picture now. Where do you think this loss fits in the Cowboys' narrative? We had them as like Super Bowl favorites. I think you were in love with the Cowboys for a little while, but it feels like your love has waned a bit, Nick, now that you know.
Yeah, listen.
The defense is kind of falling apart here.
They had one path, and the path was have, at minimum, a top 3, if not the very best defense in football. And the thing with great defenses, that type of defense, that game can't happen. Flatly. You had the Packers dead. You had them dead.
Literally,
and
they were like
you gave them a
14. We're up 14. It's never happened in the history of the franchise.
Right, up 14 going into the fourth Wilds. You also had, what was it? Up 14, it's a 4th and 7. And you let Christian Watson have the first big, or I guess the second big moment of his whole career up to that point. You gave up 200 on the ground. You gave up 11 yards per attempt on just the 20 attempts. You gave up the two monster plays you gave up, Wilds, were killers. A 30-plus yard play to Broussard in overtime set up the field goal to beat you. And the play I just mentioned to Watson. You add to all of that the other Cowboys bugaboos from years past, ooh, those are some bad picks by Dak. Like, ooh, that's no... And Mike McCarthy, that was an odd decision. Yeah. And wait, those are some bad penalties. And the Dak... One last thing, Wilds. The Dak pick, the first one, Green Bay had gone 5 and out, 3 and out... they went missed field goal, 3 and out, fumble. It was 7-0 Dallas at the 10. I do think, with respect to the Packers, if the Cowboys score there, the whole game might go different. That Green Bay might be like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, we're just no good. And Dak throws that pick. So for all those reasons, the Cowboys, they dropped a bunch in my eyes.
They won't get to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
As simple as that. Like, official, mark it down. I know I wrote him off earlier, and then Cooper Rush kept him alive. Yeah, I unwrote him off. They'll make the playoffs. They might win a game, maybe 2.
Yeah.
But they will self-destruct. Whether it's penalties, whether it's a bad call or decision by McCarthy, whether it's putting it in Dak Prescott's hands when you shouldn't. Because Dak is not that elite level of quarterback. No. All right, he's a good quarterback. He's above a game manager. But they seem to treat him like he's Aaron Rodgers or something. And he's not. And they will do something to derail themselves and lose a playoff game before the Super Bowl.
First off, I'm not ready to write the Cowboys off, right? I think the Cowboys have a really good football team. Well, number one, I think we need to recognize we thought the Packers were going to be a really good football team at the beginning of this season, right? Sure. Really good defensive players, right? You get some of these young players going. You know you got arguably the best duo in the backfield. We expected the Packers to be a good football team. They finally put it together against the Cowboys, right? Obviously, the run game, they couldn't stop the run, but offensively, they finally got on track and put it together, right? So they played a good football team. They have lost 5 in a row, but they played a good football team. Okay. And y'all might not think that, but the Packers have a lot of good players. They played a good football team. But Coach Mike, they need Zeke,
Packers legend,
right? Tony Pollard toted the ball well, but you're right. If Zeke is in there on that 3rd and 3, I guarantee they run the ball. But this team is built. They have the success and the formula, and they are built to win a Super Bowl. They run the ball, play action, pass well, and they are going to have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Every team makes mistakes.
But they will self-destruct.
That's winning and losing.
Can we just,
keep it real. Call him out.
I mean, you've been so great on this show.
I'm just saying.
You've been fantastic.
That's the Packers we expected.
You should have worn your Packers jersey on here today. Come on, man.
But it's true, though. They finally showed up. Did we expect the Packers?
I think here's more about Dallas than it is Green Bay.
But hold on. Here's the thing. Because I understand, James.
So no credit for Rodgers.
You view the Packers better than I think the rest of us do. But just quickly here. If you are a Super Bowl team and the team you're playing, whether they're good or not, is on its last legs, and you have the emotional capital of our coach got fired by them.
Right.
We can end their season. And you're up 14 points in the fourth quarter, you step on. And the fact that the Cowboys couldn't, on their final 4 offensive drives, they ran 23 plays and got 87 yards and had 0 points. That, to me, is only a Super Bowl caliber team if the defense does have Lawrence Taylor on it. And I know Jimmy Johnson, our friend, said Michael Parsons is. He's not. He's a great player.
And that,
He's
to
not
me,
Lawrence
sounds
Taylor.
like you playing a solid football team. Let's put it together.
I was with you 3 months ago. Not now.
Hey, we're headed to Munich next, talking about the GOAT. First things first.